My fellow Americans, thank you for joining me for another one. Today we'll check out the one-time WB&A Railroad, Washington, Baltimore, and Annapolis. But first, passing through Ilchester. That's CSX up there. The old main line, this country's first railroad ever. And apparently a very popular spot today. On this Mother's Day. And apparently there are some mothers here. Oops. That almost sounds kinky. Lots of mothers back there. And of course, next comes Ellicott City. And again, the old main line up there. This country's first railroad ever. Okay, is Bubble Man out today on this Mommy's Day? Yes, he is. Now to see what's happening.
Whoa!
All right.
Good, good.
So, who are you today? Captain Jack?
That's my uncle.
Okay.
That's my uncle. I just saw him at Meadow Ridge Cemetery. My Uncle Jack.
Yeah, it's different disguise for every occasion.
It sounds like me.
Yeah. I've done more than once. Have you? Yeah.
See this phone, guys? Phone bad so we don't start.
You have that experience.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Get bubbles for 10 minutes.
That's right, absolutely.
Yep. Forever blowing bubbles.
Practice in the bathtub, you know? You gotta practice in the bathtub.
Yeah, practice in the bathtub. Good idea. I used to do that.
Just stuff with the bubbles used to be when we were little in the pink bottle.
There you go. Almost had it. Almost had it. Try again.
Mr. Bubbles, I think.
All right,
it's called.
a bubble tunnel.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Bubble tunnel. Cool, there you almost there earlier.
Cremated and scattered them at sea.
All right, man.
Buried in the same cemetery where Merrill
Yeah, you
Rose.
don't need to mash the other
right.
side.
Oh, I saw you on TV last month.
Did you realize?
Yes, you just, yeah, right.
You were
Yeah.
on TV last month?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
I don't know what station.
Channel 11.
Channel 11, yeah. They interviewed. They came down and asked about the flood.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
A lot of people did very well. I mean, they hung in. I give them credit for that.
Oh, yeah. About
Tools of the trade.
About 25 years ago, all the mercenaries double dared me. I wish I could have gone there, but I wanted to see the row house.
Give it a whirl myself.
He's taking them.
They let you go up the side and go back the staircase. Construction.
Didn't work for me. Oh, well.
In the basement.
Maybe dip it in the
We're waiting for
in the other one. Yeah, there you go.
I did it.
Now they use all this modular stuff. So.
Always great to visit here.
No use. Why bother? Yeah. So what have you been doing?
That's how he tells people to do it.
Potential bids out there for I'm actually just got down.
Departed Ellicott City. So I guess now we'll head for the WB&A. To the left would be BWI Thurgood Marshall Airport. Of course, the trees block the view of it, but the airport trailer's over there. Once I rode on my bike back in the mid-2000s. Video posted. Up the airport trail. Trail again. But up here is WB&A Road, which is laid on top of the original right-of-way of the railroad. which we'll take. You first. But this road is right on the old railroad right-of-way. There's a double-track commuter line going through here. Electric line, no less, with catenary overhead. All gone now. This line was chartered back in the early 1900s to run from Baltimore to Washington. A group of people from Ohio chartered this line. But almost no point in building this line because they're ready to other lines between Baltimore and DC, the B&O and the Pennsylvania Railroad. This line operated heavy steel cars with trolley poles instead of pantographs. Kind of interesting there. But in 1935, this line fell on hard times and had to abandon. They tried to save the line. In fact, the employees even took a pay cut to try to save the line and their jobs. But it didn't work. They had to abandon after all. And that was 1935, as I said. The line only ran for about 30 years, give or take. So I guess these intersections, one time would have been railroad crossings. But unfortunately, the road isn't continuous. You have to make a couple of turns to keep on the route, which I'll do right now. But it wants a shot through there. And that one a road heading back towards the WB&A. Up here someplace there were bridge piers for the bridges to cross over this road. Let's see if they're still here. They were someplace around here, unless they were taken out. Hope not. I think I just passed where they would have been, because there were wires back there that follow the right-of-way. Oh well, no more piers. Did someone go through there at one time? Almost looks like it. Now on a southbound route that parallels the right-of-way. Where those tall poles are, that's where it would have run. That's the right-of-way. And for a while they paralleled this road. Got a crossing here. One time part of the WB&A. To the right, to the west, it comes off the Amtrak line. That goes as far as a couple of factories in the area, and that's it. Well, a MARC station. And now we're stopped by Odenton Station. Here you can cross the tracks easy. They give you a subway, as they call it, that goes beneath the tracks. But last I was here back in the 80s, no handicap ramp yet. Now to head on through. They have one of these at Harper's Ferry, almost like this. And also one in Aberdeen as well. Like a wind tunnel. And now we're by the station. They had it remodeled since the 80s when I was last here. And the station interior. Oh, old photos. Let's go have a look. Old photo looking north. Apparently the main station was on the opposite side of the tracks, on the east side of the tracks. Where I am now is where that shelter on the left would be. Also, you'll notice, no catenary yet. It wasn't electric yet. Still, wish I got to go inside the original station before it got remodeled into this. And that way, back to the track. And now back out. This is almost the same view as in that old picture. Back then the station was across the tracks on that side, on the right. And a MARC train is stopping. It is DC bound. We took a train ride to DC on MARC back in October 2015. Video posted. And already departing. Let's see, anybody we know running this train? We know some of the engineers and the conductors. See you in Washington. Say hello to the Donald. Never mind. Now on the east side of the tracks, way back in the 80s, I caught some Conrail equipment going northbound up here. Those were the days, all right. The good old Conrail days. Again, the rebuilt station. Here's how it looked originally. In fact, the station at Edgewood looked like that too, before it got torn down. There are 3 tracks here now. But at one time there were 4. The 4th would have been where this platform is. Yeah, why not? As long as I'm here. All right. Departing Odenton, the WB&A would have gone along those poles and into the woods there. But we'll see more of it. On a different road now, heading back towards the right-of-way, which someplace around here becomes a bike trail. My first time here in 30 years, so give me a chance. Tall wires there? Could we be there? Let's have a quick look. Yep, here it is. And now stopped, looking north up the right-of-way there. The line would have gone through there, looking north there, but the trail bends this way to connect to it. Now we're on the grade with a distant stone bridge. I'm looking south on the trail. Southwest, actually. Now heading west on a different road, which also should cross the right-of-way somewhere. of Sunday traffic. And up here, there it is. Another crossing of the railroad. Now a bike trail, north and south. But wait, there's more. Someplace the line crosses again. Haven't been here since the 80s, so give me a bit of a break on that. Haven't passed here in 30 years. Been 30 years, but I'm right again. Here's the right-of-way. Now a bike trail. North and south. But as long as we're here, I thought you'd like a closer look. Little planet walk. Let's take a walk to Jupiter. Or Saturn, either one. I'm game. And the trail, as it exists so far. And we are there. And looking north, as I said at one time, there were 2 tracks here with the Camden area overhead. It was an electric line. And that's looking south. But apparently south of here becomes a private road for a while. But at one time you could drive down that and go to the next crossing. I used to drive down there back in the 80s and take pictures down there. It was all dirt at one time. Up here, flood, coming out of the swamp. Whoa. Water, anybody? Anyone thirsty? And now to look for another point on the line. As I said, it's been 30 years for me, so you gotta give me a break. All this stuff wasn't here yet, 30 years ago. All these traffic circles and whatever. No traffic circles, and no traffic. Conway Road, sounds familiar. I believe if I go this way far enough, I'll cross it again. I wonder if any part of that line is still drivable. Another part of the trail there looking north. Another road name that rings a bell. Myers Station Road. In fact, I believe back in the 80s, I rode my bike down this road, looking for the right-of-way. I guess for this to be Myers Station Road, there must have been a Myers Station at one time. Interesting sign there. Waterfowl crossing. Guess I gotta go back soon, in case I see a farmer with a shotgun, because I didn't bring mine this time. But down there the road ends, and beyond that curve would be the right-of-way, but I can't get to it. But by appointment only, okay. Okay, head on out. Better than getting shot. Wouldn't you say? And now west on Route 450. The original US 50. And we should have come to a point where the right-of-way is a bike trail again. But now on a different road, because I think up here there's another parking lot for the trail. Hope I'm right. Over there, Billy Racetrack. And that bridge there could be for the trail. Just did a U-turn. Interesting, if that's for the trail, it's a covered bridge for some reason. Can't explain that one. And I bet you're all asking, if the line's called WB&A, Washington, Baltimore, Annapolis, where's the Annapolis part come in? You've only shown us the track between Baltimore and Washington. Well, if you recall the track I showed you back to Odenton that crossed the road, and you'll soon learn the answer to that. But first, another look at the trail. Looking north again. But apparently this portion must be shared. But looking south, here's the bridge you just saw from the highway. And the top of the bridge. And the highway that just brought us here. And looking south at the other end of the bridge towards Washington. It doesn't go all the way into Washington though. About 5 miles down it becomes a road. Still hard to believe a one-time commuter line ran through here. A double-track electric line. And now, to recross the bridge. The concrete you see there is an old culvert. And I believe a stream still runs through it. There we go, somewhere down there. As usual, she brings up the rear. Hers. And again, my species is being represented. Yeah, wise eyes. That's me. Now standing on the grade, looking south. Hard to believe at one time a couple of tracks would have crossed that road. But back then it would have been just a 2-lane highway, not a 4-lane highway, as it is now. My, how time changes things, doesn't it? For the better? What do you think? We lost a transportation form. Our trail again, as we depart. My first time on this road. Don't know where it goes. I know it goes north, and Baltimore is to the north. That's good enough. And again, crossing the Amtrak line here, which we saw earlier, back in Odenton. But what's the story behind the Annapolis in the name of the railroad? If you recall, back in Odenton, I showed you a track that crossed the road that I said serves a couple of factories. Got a crossing here. One-time part of the WB&A. To the right, to the west, it comes off the Amtrak line. That goes as far as a couple of factories in the area, and that's it. Well, that track went around all the way to Annapolis before being pulled up. And that's where the Annapolis comes from in the name. The line went around to all three places. After the WB&A was abandoned, another line to Annapolis was opened up that ran directly there, not the roundabout routing of the WB&A. When that line opened, it was called the Baltimore Annapolis Short Line Railroad. But a few years later, they dropped the words short line, and it's called Baltimore Annapolis, or B&A for short. From Glen Burnie, Maryland on south, it's a bike trail, but from Glen Burnie on north, it's part of Baltimore's light rail system, and you can still ride it. So part of the B&A is still rideable by train, even if only a short part. But today, I even showed you roads I've never seen myself, such as this one. Anyway, there's my return route. Guess which way I'm going. And now on it, heading north. Another road I haven't seen in over 30 years. Normally I use I-95 going north and south. This road opened the same year that I was born, 1954. It's called the BW Parkway because of its park-like atmosphere, as you can see. You can't tell what's on either side of the trees. You can't see any development going on. Hope it stays this way. When you take the I-95, you see it's all commercial. This road's integrity is still intact, so to speak, unlike I-95. And by the way, up there where the bridge is, don't cut me off. Where the bridge is up there, another railroad track used to cross parallel to that bridge. The track I just told you about that used to run to Annapolis. But now it doesn't go this far west anymore. Yeah, that's PRR I showed you in Odenton. Used to run as far west as the original B&O line, now CSX. Now just goes as far as the Amtrak Northeast Corridor, and that's it. Not this far west anymore. It got pulled up in the mid-70s. But the parts of Annapolis got pulled up many moons ago. Well, let's go there. Oh, lots of southbound traffic. They're going to see Donald. Why? But now on the Baltimore Beltway, a part of it I rarely see, heading clockwise back to our part of the world. And now the exit for our part of the world. Now you know. And now back in our inner part of the world, otherwise known as the hood. But getting wall-to-wall cars, I gotta park a quarter-mile away. When I'm finally here for good, it better not be like that. But once again, hope you enjoyed the ride, and thank you once more for the privilege of your time. As I said, I'd take you in, but the place is a mess. I'm still in the process of moving.